On a fateful day at the hospital, the nurses and secretaries gather around the table discussing their day. Suddenly, a patient with a severe stomach ache rushes by their side. He is in pain and he asks for help. He is in so much pain that he can barely walk. The nurses require assistance. They help him sit. And just as he's seated, two more patients enter the hospital. They have a case of coughing. It doesn't seem to stop. So they're going to the hot doctors to get themselves checked. The nurses, seeing that they have not yet stopped coughing, go to them cautiously and lead them to their seats. Just then, the first patient contracts the coughing for no apparent reason. He begins to cough as well as have an uncontrollable stomach ache. It doesn't seem to end good for him. And just as they're discussing about their cases, another patient walks into the hospital. He has a case of hiccups, jumping high because of his hiccups. He is in need of medical assistance. As they're taking care of the other patients, the patient one has now contracted hiccups. It doesn't seem to stop. Now the nurses, in a hurry, they take the first two patients who have come in with coughing and lead them to the doctors, while patient one is left all alone with the one with the hiccups. Somehow, they get cured. With no medication needed, they run off out of hospital, happy and elated. The one with the hiccups stands up. He's cured. He has no need for medicines now. Just as the two people before him, he is now cured. He's happy. Another patient comes in while all this is happening. One with severe burping. The patient is croaking like a frog. He doesn't see his burping doesn't seem to stop. And just then, patient one contracts the burping, as well as stomachache, as well as hiccups, as well as burping. All conditions, all ailments fall upon this young man. The nurses are dumbfounded at what is happening around them. One of their receptionists doesn't care about the patients. She's busy taking selfies. So then, the nurses have come to an idea. Every time they think of taking the patient to the doctor, they get miraculously cured. So they go over to the two patients and ask how they are feeling. Just then, the one with the hiccups, the one with the burping, they are cured. They say goodbye to the first patient. The first patient is again left by himself, in pain and troubled and curious as to what is happening around him. He can barely contain himself. And then another patient comes in with itching all over his body, from his back, from his legs, from his head to his toes. The nurses, cautious again as to not contract anything from them, ask him what ails him, what is his problem. They let him sit, but patient 1 has now contracted the itching. He's now itching all over his body. All the while in pain from his stomach. As they're taking care of him, another patient comes in. He is afflicted with twitching, uncontrollable twitching. He has spasms. He's walking very strange. The nurses, ever so careful to treat their patients, lets him sit down, have a rest. Patient 1 again has now gotten the tick. He's now gotten the spasms, uncontrollable. All of these ailments are causing severe pain to our young patient. While this is happening, while the nurse takes one of the patients to the doctor, another patient rushes in, who seems a bit different than the people before him. He looks around. He sees the lights, the blinding lights of the hospital. He sees the nurses and the receptionist. But he does not trust them, for he suffers from paranoia. He is scared that they would hurt him, that they would do him harm. But he's there to be treated, so the nurse cautiously approaches him and comfort him and saying that everything is going to be fine. Reluctant at first, he now gives in and he now trusts the nurses. But patient 1 has now gotten the paranoia. He no longer trusts anyone and asks the nurses to take the true patients away because he does not trust them. He's paranoid, he's in pain, he has all sorts of ailments. Okay. As it goes on, another set of patients rush inside the hospital. A friend has brought his other friend who is suffering from a broken leg. As patient 1 sees the boy with a broken leg, he starts to realize that something is very strange and very wrong this particular day. For now, suddenly, he has a broken leg. And he screams in pain, in anguish. So the nurses, they gather around, they ask each other what is going on. As this is going on, another set of patients rush in. An old lady, accompanied by her granddaughter, they come into the hospital, slowly and surely approaching the bench and asking for assistance. For the grandmother has back pains. The patient 1, though befuddled by everything that has gone before him, has now gotten back pains. He has gotten a broken leg. He screams in anguish and pain. And then the nurses assist the patients out of the hospital to see the doctor. Just then, the patients are now cured. They lead him out, leaving only patient 1. And now before the final patient comes, we have another one who has broken his arm in a tragic accident. He comes steadily towards the nurses. While this is going on, 2 more patients rush in. We have a woman who is pregnant, who is in labor. She has pain. They have gone to seek the help of the doctor. Patient 1, seeing what is going on, realizes that he does not want to get pregnant. So he rushes off stage, rushes outside the hospital, calling his friend who had been cured before. And then, just like magic, everyone is cured, everyone is happy, and then a miracle happens at the hospital. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you so much for the wonderful performance, JCES 5 TE.